Hey my witches, Lou here. I'm here to show you the decks I'm going to be working with for January 2020. So the first deck that I'm going to show you is the tarot deck that I'm going to be using for the month of January. So if you are getting a reading from me, this is probably the one that you'll see, as well as if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. I do daily draws there during the week, so you can follow me there for that. It is an old favorite of mine. It's in this little bag here. I don't have the box anymore because it was like one of those soft Llewellyn type boxes. It is the Revelations Tarot. This is one of my favorite decks. It's also a deck I'm going to be using later this year. I'm going to be doing a course on reversals, and this deck is perfect for reversals. It is just wonderful for it. Just to show you, this is the Hierophant. This is the Hierophant right side up and upside down. So it is a great deck for learning reversals. It's one of my favorite decks. I love the colors on here. It's like modern stained glass is the way that I would describe the art, because it's got these really bright colors, but it's also got a lot of sort of geometry in the background for a lot of them. It really makes me think of stained glass, but it's very cool art-wise. It's a Llewellyn deck, so, you know, this cardstock's not the greatest on here, but it is okay. I do not mind it. And I really like using this one in January. Here, it's very cold, it's dark, it's not very colorful, and this deck is very colorful, very bright. And there's something about the reversals that make me think of January, because it makes me think of January's named after the god Janus, which is the god of doorways, and usually symbolized by two heads, one young and one old. So I always think of January as kind of the doorway into the new year. So a little bit looking back at the past, a little bit looking at the future. Oh, I love this Death card. Right side up and upside down. Very cool. So I'm going to be using this deck. Really excited to be connecting with this deck again. Like I said, it is one of my favorites. I don't know if I think it's still in print. I think it is, that you can still get this deck. But it's a cool deck, especially if you want to learn reversals. Now the Lenormand deck I'm going to be using for the month of January is the Maybe Lenormand. It's one of my favorite Lenormand decks. It's very whimsical. I'm not really a fan of the box, I have to admit. Not really a fan of the two-sided thing. I don't know why. Just not my thing. This deck is a 52 card deck. So it has the 36 Lenormand, and then it has the 16 other cards from other sort of cartomancy type decks, like German, Italian, that kind of thing. So it has things like the ship and the man from your traditional Lenormand. But then it also has, I'm just trying to find some of the extras here. Oh, the broken mirror. I love the little Bacchus here partying away. It has the eye. Things like that. So you can take the extras out and just use it as a regular Lenormand deck, but I like to leave the others in. I think it gives a little more variety. I have to say I love the creepy eye on here. It's a really cool kind of deck to use, and I'm going to be using this one for January as my Lenormand deck, because when I read tarot, I also use Lenormand as well. I kind of mix the two together. It's kind of my own little style of using them. So if you get a reading from me, you will see that one as well. The Oracle decks I'm going to be using, first one I'm going to use is the Goddess Oracle. This is a really old deck. I've had this since the 90s. It was my first Oracle deck. I love this deck. It is like just a wonderful goddess type deck. The artwork is beautiful. And I really like that she really, with these artwork, tries to stay true to the culture that it came from. There's a wide variety of ages, body types, people of varying ethnicities. Just beautiful, gorgeous work. Love the Kali in this. This deck, I believe, is still in print. I think the backings are different. This is what the backings look like. Artemis there. She's got some different ones too that you don't often see in decks, in a lot of goddess decks. But yes, this was my first goddess deck, my first oracle deck actually. I think it's just stunning, and it's about, God, it's got to be at least 20 years old now, and it still serves me so well. It's a little yellowed around the edges, but it's been loved, so I am using that for the month of January. You'll probably see this. I think I'm going to do my Sunday Instagram draws with this. I just really love this deck. This deck to me is probably my favorite goddess deck. It's just lovely, lovely images of the divine feminine, and it's cross-cultural. It just has such a lovely, lovely variety going on here. So I really love working with this particular deck. And then another oracle deck that I like to work with in the month of January is the Oracle of Shadows and Light. It's a Lucy Cavendish deck, artwork by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. It was my first Jasmine Beckett Griffith deck. I love this deck. It's my favorite one from them, from that pairing. It's dark. It's whimsical. Like, this is really dark here. I love that. It's gothic. It's cool. Ghosts of the past. It's got a lot of shadow in this deck, which I do like. It's not all sunshine. It's very witchy. It's got some steampunky stuff in here. It's got some angry fairies. What's not to love? And I think it matches really, really well with the Revelations Tarot. Just something about the color, the artwork. I've often paired these decks together before. I just think they're wonderful. Violet Angel, very beautiful. And we've got a pink lotus fairy. So it's not all dark. I love this one too, the witch at the end of the world. We've got a green little witch there. She's very, very cool. Yeah, I definitely love this deck. The Swamp Mermaid, or no, Sewer Mermaid. Very cool. So I really love working with this deck. I love, this time of year can be a little bit hard on people just because if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, it can be dark and long and cold, and winter here stretches out into April. So, and this is kind of the coldest usually part of the year. So I like to pep it up with a little bit of color, and also just, I like that balance of light and dark because it is getting lighter slowly. We are, end of one year, beginning of a new year. So I like to have that balance kind of going on. So that's what I'm going to be working with for the month of January. I'm also going to be participating in Anthony's 31 Days of Tarot as well. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to do a video every day. I think I'll do them every Tuesday to answer the questions. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's, wonderful 2020. I hope 2019 has been good to you, and if not, that 2020 is better. Thank you for all of your support this year. It's been wonderful, and as always, peace and love. And